You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Coming to Northeast Wisconsin live from the Civic Media Studios, this is Mino and the Mayor.
Begin the day with a friendly voice, a companion unobtrusive.
And here are your hosts, John Mino and Jim Schmidt.
Hey, thank you very much. Welcome back. Hour number 2. Mine with the Mayor here, 97.9 FM, WGBW, 98.3 and 96.5 FM, WISS, in Appleton and Oshkosh. And, of course, the Civic Media app. 58 in Green Bay right now, 57 in Oshkosh, 57 in Appleton, 55 in Oshkosh. Sunny and breezy, storms possible later today, high of 80.
Now, we've got a free ticket Friday today for your chance to win the Brewers. We'll do that later this hour. Right. So you guys make sure you got your scripts ready, and we'll give away some tickets, all right?
Fantastic. Mark Houston, Bellin Sports Medicine in the house. Talking about some important things like that when you're talking about the hydration aspects of things.
Yeah, I see Brian's the Mountain Dew's not good in the morning.
Yeah.
No, probably not the best, but you know,
not good for your teeth either.
Life that we live. But
live your own life, Brian.
It's I think it just comes down to, and you guys have heard me talk about it. I went through. I do not drink enough water. My wife and my son are always on my case. I know I've gotten better. Trust me, you go through a kidney stone, you start drinking a lot more water. And I'm in the field. I'm an athletic trainer.
I worked in radio with a guy as he was passing a kidney stone, and I've never seen. You talk about, was he white? Oh, he's white as shit. I've never seen a person, honestly, their face turn white from the pain he was going through.
I don't wish that upon anyone. No. So it goes back of these packets. They're great. Or you can buy. The packets are so you can buy water, mix them up, but you can buy the product that's already mixed up. It's great. It's going to help you out. I think it's a matter of you have to figure out what you're doing, when you're doing it.
But you brought up another good point during the break, actually. Back up a little bit here, Mark. Let's talk about that where, you're going to go to practice, so you drink some water beforehand or whatever. That's almost like too late.
Yeah.
It needs to be, 3, 4, maybe even 5 hours earlier, right?
Yeah, you got to look at the temperature. Again, we talked about this because it was hitting 80s, and kids will cramp up during this time. Or you could be an adult and cramp up of, walking and it's just too warm out. Now it's going to cool off here, but we know it's summer. The biggest thing is you have to just make sure you get that hydration, and you have to look ahead. It's a matter of, okay, it's going to be warm on Saturday. I'm going to do a workout, or I'm going to be in the yard. Guess what? Maybe you need to start drinking water on the Thursday and hydrating yourself.
And it's okay to bring water with you. I mean, not you sports guys can't do that on the field, but I'm talking about people that jog or bike. Yeah. I mean, bring your water with you. One guy on TV's talking about, he goes, I saw the weirdest thing. I was walking by this health club, and there's a guy that's got a bottle of water in that area where you put your Pringles.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I remember. But to bring water with you at the health club, that's okay. That's why it's there.
Yeah.
To have it throughout your workout is what I'm saying.
Or leave it in your car.
Right.
It's like, I think some of the biggest times that you just take a water bottle and put it in your car.
Right.
So afterwards, you got it.
It's there.
8 ounces, 12 ounces.
That's just funny what you said, because I remember when the Packers did their big remodel, whatever year that was. And one of the guys giving the tour, older guy, and they had the desk were built in then for the computer cords and everything with the whole. And the guy was telling that's where the sports writers will keep their coffee.
And that was the grommet for the.
And then I remember Larry McCarron told me when they did the remodel, I forget which year, they had built-in ashtrays in the locker room.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But, think about cars.
Yeah.
Before my time, and I am 50, but there was cars that had ashtrays in them.
Oh, my God.
That.
I didn't.
But tell me a car right now that you can find an ashtray in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not calling you guys old, but you guys, that was probably
in
all
not
the
even
cars,
a question.
right?
Yeah, we used them, too.
Where do you think he hit his pot? I had a guy who was a valet in Chicago, actually. And he said when they'd park, first thing they'd do is check the ashtray for pot, and they would steal it every single time.
Nobody's going to say anything.
Because nobody's going to complain. Somebody stole my pot.
Right.
Yeah.
So, no, it's, times have changed, and it's just, again, we talked about what old school. Some people are like, you don't need water. You need water, and you definitely can use any of these. Now, John, you bring in that's I think that's the newer version.
My Tang?
Yeah, but it's Tang, but there's a lot of these bottles, and you just you
I think it's
squirt it in, and you determine the taste that you want.
Well, not only that, but even the cost, Mark. I mean, I use tap water, and I'll just fill up a big jug, and then you use this, okay? So I'm probably putting in 50 cents worth of this for, half a gallon. How many liters in a half a gallon, Jim?
No one knows.
So anyway, I use that. But think about that. If you bought just flavored water, otherwise it'd be like $2-3 a piece. Yeah. So it's really cost effective, I think.
Yeah.
I really do. But you know what's funny, too, when you go back in time? When we were kids, all right, healthiest thing you could possibly drink was orange juice. Now, orange juice, they say it's basically like liquid sugar. Yeah. The things that we were told were so great for you, or even high C was supposed to be really healthy for you.
The biggest thing is sometimes it's just flavoring.
Yeah.
Which is huge, though. You think, I think I was one of those people that said, there's no flavor in water, and I probably didn't drink it as much. I've realized after going through a kidney stone, and my doctor even told me that, said, get some flavoring. That liquid IV, I bought a box of those, and I'm down, I think, about 4 or 5 of them at work. I only use probably half of those, half of a packet. So it's just not as lemony.
All right, can you OD on this stuff? Can you take too much, or is it just it's one at workout? Is that,
yeah. I
okay.
mean, for something like that, if you were gonna or after workout,
right?
I mean,
okay.
But
I'm gonna get some of that. I don't have that.
Okay, talk the opposite thing. They used to tell us orange juice was so phenomenal for you, and it's 90% sugar or whatever. The opposite end, what they used to tell us was terrible for us, and now you'll find in locker rooms all over the place, chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember? It's going to rot out all your teeth. That's terrible for you. Drink white milk. Don't drink chocolate. Now, go into a post-workout thing.
Well, and some people will say
it's all
this.
chocolate milk.
Some people will say, does it have to be chocolate milk? No. But it's a...
But that's... Yeah.
It's like whatever you have. But chocolate milk, it's... we see it after races. They give you the little whatever, maybe 6 ounces. And
the glass,
it tastes very good.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Nothing better than chocolate
nice
milk.
Cold chocolate milk.
Yeah.
So, and that it's so easy to have.
But it's a great post-workout thing now.
It is.
Yeah. And then we're grown up where that was the worst thing you could possibly have.
The same thing, you think, I guarantee if you go to the Packers, they've got, a little area where they can make up smoothies, where they mix
their
in protein shakes and whatever's the mixture to them. We may be the 3 of us sitting there. We may have all three different smoothies or protein shakes.
Yeah.
Because Jim may not like so-and-so in his, but I do.
Yeah.
So
can I tell you which is a great protein shake? Like you won't even believe? I'll make you one. I'm gonna make you guys one. Okay. It's Tang.
Why is Jim rolling his eyes?
Because he says it every day that he never brings one. Right, Todd?
And
has he said
because I don't have a blender.
I was just going to say,
true.
because you had to throw out your blender
Guess
because
what?
you never cleaned it.
That's
and
why.
It was
Can you
gross.
believe that he admitted that? He did not clean his blender.
Oh,
it was so
John.
dirty, he couldn't chisel it out. He just threw the whole damn
John.
thing away. Wow.
Can I continue?
Anyway, sure.
So it's Tang, vanilla protein powder, avocados, and pistachio nuts. And you put those in a blender together, and it tastes so delicious.
That does sound kind of good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's the most
Sounds too bad.
healthy thing you could possibly have.
What do you have to do after there's still Jim?
You clean the
Wash
blender.
it out.
Which is,
Oh, yeah.
it's nothing to do that.
Rinse it out a little bit at least,
Yeah.
right?
Or put it in the dishwasher.
How you doing, Mark?
So,
Good to see you.
Yeah. Hey, this has been great. It's,
Hey, this is the last time I'm going to say this word, the draft.
Yeah.
These 2 words. It's the last time I'm going to say it. Okay. Did you get a chance to enjoy it?
Yeah,
Because
I did.
that night, I give you all the credit in the world.
I didn't.
You could not move where somebody was. Mark, where's the bus? Mark, sorry. You were. So did you get a chance to sit back and enjoy? I mean, you were sleeping in your office and all these things.
I did. Some people think I was, I was crazy to do that, but no, honestly, it was a great experience, and I had a discussion with my leader yesterday, and it was very fun to do. It took a lot of our times, but I tell you what, I would not trade it. And your question, I really think on Saturday I was able to, I went home on Friday night and saw my mom and my wife and son, and Saturday we came up and actually really had 4 hours at the draft, and it was a fun time to go.
and it wasn't that busy Saturday morning. That's when we went.
We
it was
went
great.
Saturday afternoon.
Oh, yeah, in the morning.
But I was shocked. I looked and said, man, it's kind of quieter down here.
Right.
To find out that there was the number that came in on Saturday, I wouldn't have guessed it. Wouldn't even come close. I would have said 150,000. it was a fun activity to do. Someone, I know people up here saying, would you do it all over again? I don't know if I could do that on an every year basis, but that's 3 days. That's a lot. To give the NFL credit wherever they go, that's a lot. But I will say, what a great event. I think this community shined to the world.
Yes. And it was successful on a lot of different levels. Obviously, police loved it. The NFL loved it. A lot of fans loved it. I just hope we take that confidence now and parlay that into more events.
Yeah, no, you're
big
right.
events. Like, Johnny, we're big fans of using not the Coliseum, but using the Lambeau as, Stones, Springsteen. Or
Is that the number one you want, Stones?
Probably.
Well, a big thing in retrospect, and Todd, you know more about this, was that whole Eras tour with Taylor Swift.
Right. Yeah,
that would have been a great tie. Her husband to play, or
right, and
whatever,
she was at.
she
played
that would have
Nashville.
been huge.
And then we're bigger than Nashville. She played there, I think, a couple 3 nights. But that would be cool if we could do something like that. I think that would be fun, and I think because there's nothing. If you can pull off the draft, I'm thinking you can pull off anything.
I don't think the soccer thing is that big. Do you?
No, I didn't like it.
How many did that draw?
I think
you go to that?
I think
it was.
I think you'd be shocked.
No, there was
the following.
I just want to say,
I know it does, but around here that would come out and watch.
Well, they that big
Manchester.
Yeah.
How many did they have? Do you remember?
They did pretty well, right? Was that 60,000?
Yeah,
they did have that many, huh?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But I get it. You're going to have people that are going to travel as well. But
right.
I think that's what people are shocked of. How many people will travel for that?
For soccer?
Yeah.
Okay.
You talk about, the concerts that would pull someone in. I've heard that discussion. The Stones. I think I saw the Stones.
Did you? Oh. I've never seen them. Oh,
You've never seen them?
No.
Saw the Stones in 89, pouring rain, Alpine Valley.
I'd go.
No kidding.
Yeah, pouring rain.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I know they played at the old county stadium one time.
Yeah.
That's cool. Got a good text here. You can save avocado pits. I've always wondered what to do with those things. They seem like there should be something you can do with them. Save avocado pits, roast them, grind them, and then sprinkle on your food to fight cancer. Deanne, I want to know more about this, Deanne. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to do that.
That she could be onto something there because like apricot pits and stuff. There's arsenic. And
there's arsenic.
Carcinogens? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, carcinogens. I couldn't think of that. That's going to be interesting. I didn't know that because it seems like a waste because it's it's a decent size.
It's really solid.
Right.
Well, you can also grow a tree out of it.
An avocado tree?
Yeah, you
I suppose
plant.
The
You put that. It's a seed. That's where.
Put some in your pasture.
Yeah.
What?
I
mean,
I don't know if they grow here. Avocados, isn't that?
You can grow them
That's
inside.
Mexico. I know that's the big
Yeah,
thing.
grow
there.
them inside, Jim.
Okay, all right.
On your
that's
fourth
true.
floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to try
Okay,
that.
all right.
Right
Okay,
in
that's
here?
a good idea.
Right
That's
in
a
the
good
back
idea.
corner.
Nice linen.
How long before you get fruit from it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Or a
A while.
Fruit or
A
vegetable?
while.
Okay.
All right,
What?
that's a good idea. I'm glad
like
we're
this.
using those seeds.
I
Yep.
like it a lot.
Okay.
All right.
Listener feedback. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
I think the other text says up there, it says, John, please clean your blender.
Oh,
Too late
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Mark Houston, that was fun having you. Appreciate you driving. I know you got a busy morning.
Yeah,
and
I got a
everything.
busy morning. Then I'm off the rest of the day. I got some other personal stuff, but thanks,
Nice.
guys.
And then tomorrow, if you want to go to that,
Yeah.
you call me or something, or
I
Johnny,
appreciate it.
because that Fiesta,
Yeah.
that's a cool show
That'd
for
be
you,
awesome.
especially for
Get
your
out.
14-year-old kid. Yeah,
get
they'll
out
love that.
and support your local area.
Absolutely. Mark Houston, Bell and Sports Medicine. Always a pleasure, my friend. Back after this.
Hey, did rock and roll, rock on, ooh, my soul. Hey, did boogie do, did ya?
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
All right, let's do it. Time to give away some Brewers tickets with Civic Media.
Let's do it. Ticket giveaway for the Milwaukee Twins at your Milwaukee Brewers. We got a 6:35 game tonight coming your way on WISS, but these are for our keyword.
No,
Yeah.
it's the Baltimore game, right?
Yes, May 21st. It's your chance to win a 4-pack of Brewer tickets for Wednesday, May 21st against the Baltimore Orioles.
Here's how to win?
Yes, sir. Your
Okay.
keyword is.
It was under your John Mino. Here's how to win. All right, here's how to win. Our keyword is gold. G-O-L-D, gold. Download the Civic Media app in the Apple or Google Store. Choose WISS or WGBW and use the text button to send the keyword to
You're
be
right. Say
gold.
that right. Yep.
Gold,
Gold,
right?
yep.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. The keyword gold to be entered into this statewide contest.
Once again, the keyword is gold. Gold. Text in before 8 o'clock for your chance to win.
All right, your next chance to play is later on this morning after 11 o'clock. After 9 o'clock with Jane Matnier and Greg Bach. Once again, Free Ticket Friday, your chance to go see the Brewers Wednesday, May 21st, taking on Baltimore. The word is gold, G-O-L-D. You've got till 8 o'clock to do that. And again, we're up against the other morning shows.
Yeah, come on,
Yes,
people. Come
please,
on.
please.
Come on, do it for us.
Right.
We do it for you.
Right.
We get up at 4 o'clock every morning. We
Go to the bathroom, we go back, sleep for a couple hours, and then we
And we
show up
show
at the
up
show.
At
Exactly.
5:55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But we do get back up.
That's true.
So
All right. No, cool.
that's the hard part.
How's Baltimore doing?
Not very good. I don't know. I don't follow Major League other teams all that much.
But there's.
You know what?
I
'Cause
went
you
to their
don't-
stadium, took a tour. That's like
Beautiful.
awesome.
Camden, New York.
Man.
I don't follow regular seasons the way I used to. You know, when you're a kid or you're whatever.
Yeah.
But also, I'm so old, okay? I don't have the energy sometimes to get on the computer and go on all the websites. I mean, it used to be you'd get your newspaper.
Right.
And
It's
you
all
read
there.
all the. I mean, we used to get this is how far back I go at the TV or the radio or TV stations. Actually, I'd get the Milwaukee Journal, the Milwaukee Sentinel, the Press Gazette, the
Chronicle.
News Chronicle, the Post Crescent, and the Oshkosh Northwestern, and the Manitowoc paper. When Manitowoc used to have a paper, we'd have like every day, like 6 newspapers every day. Isn't that funny when you
awesome.
think back? And it was great. That's what I mean. But you followed sports because it's always in front of you.
Right.
Now you got to kind of go
Look
out
for it. You
and
gotta work a
find it.
little harder.
And
Yeah.
I just don't. I should, but I just don't.
Yeah. I just like their stadium a lot. I like Baltimore, but I was just curious. I don't know. I don't follow baseball.
Heard that's a tough part of town though,
It is. It is. But they have that.
because they've got like the highest murder rate in the country right now. I think.
Yeah, it's up there. But they have the power plant, that whole area that they redid, and it is. And you go in there and just all these different restaurants, and you know they got dueling pianos in one bar, and they've got a 60s bar.
Speaking
and it
of
is
which,
really fun.
We've got a member of the new
We do.
dueling pianos coming up here today for our music series, Dan Rafferty.
And that's going to be awesome. And he's going to tell us about another event he's playing at.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
That'll be fun.
yeah.
We got John Kramer, Kevin Osgood coming in, United States Coast Guard Auxiliary, talking about getting your boats ready right now,
And being
which you
safe.
need to do.
Yep.
Orioles are 15 and 27. 15 and 27.
But okay, that's too bad.
Yeah.
It was fun when we went through there. And they haven't been good in a while, but that stadium looks brand new. I mean, I can't believe it. It's like Lambeau. They just have maintained that thing impeccably. Oh, it's great. Anyway, I don't.
But a 4-pack of tickets.
I know.
That's
That'd
not
be
bad,
fun.
people. You
And
got you got 34 minutes to get her done.
It sounds like the Brewers are going to win too, right?
Well, we'll see. They can look good and then go 2 games without doing anything. And they can, hard team to figure out yet, but they've had so many unbelievable early injuries and it's crazy. We also have Reggie coming on from Area 509 anniversary party. A great food. Would you be considered a food truck, Todd?
Well,
So 6 years ago, he started his food truck,
Right.
Caribbean Taste.
Yes.
3 years ago, they opened the actual restaurant, Area 509.
Yes.
And this year, they just kicked off another food truck called Busted Spud.
Okay, that's what I mean. So
Yep.
he's got all of them.
Yep. And it'll be a party all day long, plenty to drink, and plenty of live music and all that kind of stuff.
And like, what? Okay, is it Haitian or what's it considered?
Yep.
Just Caribbean.
Caribbean, but he's from Haiti.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That'll
And what is it? Mostly pork type things, beef type? I don't know.
Chicken, shrimp.
chicken, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
I
they'll
mean,
have
I
the,
always get the oxtails, but
Oh God.
but that if you
try goat.
just the food, the drinks, they got great music. That's going to
Yeah.
be a good event. I mean,
That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
And it's such a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
And you talk about starting from scratch, was he the one whose first one burnt down?
No. His was, he built it by hand. He
Okay.
built his first trailer by hand.
That's right.
And it happened right at COVID time.
That's right.
he shopped them, and he's like, I can do that cheaper, and he built it. And the thing's unbelievable.
That's right.
what he's
That's
done.
right.
Yeah, he's pretty,
Oh, it was our guy down the street
Yeah.
over at, that's when they
Yeah.
started, it got the fire and everything. Yeah. Wow. But he's doing well, huh? 509?
They're doing well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. Like I said, you got these entrepreneurs, man, you want to give them all the credit in the world
Oh, yeah.
and all the encouragement in the world. Actually, you know where I want to stop? Just down the end of our block here. Just open like a Latin food, a new one, right in the corner.
Really?
Yeah, kind of kitty corner from St. Brennan's. Little new places that open up around downtown. I like stopping in and just kind of, kicking the tires, so to speak.
No, that's a Mexican restaurant.
I think it says Latin. No, I think it's Latin. And I think there's a difference. Isn't there kind of like between Creole and Cajun? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I know the difference, but.
Huh. All right, well, we'll check that out.
Yeah.
We always want to support
I just
you
like
guys.
acting like I'm cool and going to different kinds of ethnicities.
I like Latin food. I like that.
Yeah, big into that. Still got to do the Nepal one, though, too.
Oh, yeah, you got to do
Got
that.
to try the Nepal. That one's a definite. So, Todd, one other thing then. It only goes till 8 o'clock, not the end of our show, right?
What's that?
I just want to double check about the tickets.
8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
got to get on that.
So I always just thought it goes to the end of our show, but it
No.
only goes till 8 o'clock, folks. You get about a half an hour GOLD for 4 tickets to the Brewers game coming up on the 21st against the Baltimore Orioles. 8 o'clock is the deadline. That's a great package.
Evening.
4-pack.
Right.
Man, phenomenal. All right, we're going to send a quick break. We're back with a Coast Guard Auxiliary right after this.
Jacket blue lives her life from inside of her room. Hides a smile when she's wearing a frown. Blue jacket, you're not so down. You like your life in a freeform style. You'll take an inch, but you love a mile. There never seems to be quite enough. Floating around to fill your loving cup.
All right, it's Free Ticket Friday, and with all the details again this morning, here's John Mino and Jim Schmidt.
Hey, you and 3 friends want to go see your Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Baltimore Orioles on Wednesday, May 21st? Well, here is how you can do it.
Our keyword is gold.
Jim cannot read and put on a life jacket at the same time.
You're right. I should have done this earlier. Sorry. All right. Our keyword is gold. GOLD, gold. Download the Civic Media app in the Apple or Google Store. Choose WISS or WGBW and use the text button to send the keyword gold to be entered into the statewide contest.
One more time, the keyword is gold, GOLD. Text in before 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is the deadline for your chance to win 4 tickets to the Brewers-Orioles game on Wednesday, May 21st.
Your next chance this morning is after 9 o'clock with Matt and Air on air.
Crapple!
What did you do? What did you do? Spill?
Coffee.
He spilled his coffee.
You guys take over. I'll come and get some stuff.
But
You do the show. Do the show.
He spilled his coffee.
Am I going to get electrocuted?
You might.
We hit an unexpected wave. This happens on the water, and the beverages get spilled. Everything's safe. It looks like.
I don't care for this.
It's like everything's safe.
Oh,
Sorry.
No more coffee in the studio.
I know.
You guys are banned.
I know.
you need to get them those sippy cups, those kid sippy cups with the handles and the. That'll be your. When's your birthday, John?
March 17th.
Why don't you be quiet?
Well, how can I be quiet when this is an excellent
This is,
opportunity to terrorize
Oh,
you?
my God.
All right.
You
So
want-
you guys,
Yeah.
the auxiliary. Tell us. No, I want to talk about this. I did something on my show too about this boater safety. It's really sad because those deaths, they're so preventable.
So preventable. I
You
mean,
know,
if
and
you
it's
just
just-
wear a
it's
life
not
jacket.
right.
Right. One of the the stats that I get people's permission with without throwing coffee at them is is that if you end up in the water from a boating accident, of all the people that end up in the water from a boating accident, almost 80% of those people who drown were not wearing a life jacket. So 80% of the people who drowned from a boating accident were not wearing a life jacket. If you wear your life jacket, we can cut these deaths down on the water by what? 80%. So
And life jackets, it's a law too that there's life jackets in the boat for every passenger, right?
correct. Every passenger has to have a life jacket. If you're
But they don't have
under
to be wearing
age
them.
13,
Yeah.
you may have to wear them all the time.
You do?
Yeah, if you're 12 and under.
Oh, I see. Okay.
12 and
yeah,
under.
yeah,
If
of
you're an
course.
adult, they just need to be the life jackets need to be readily accessible. And a lot of people don't understand what readily accessible means. So when we do our vessel inspections one-on-one with boaters,
Yeah,
we
they're under
explain
the
that.
bench.
And that means they can be under a bench,
Really?
but that bench can't latch.
Oh, okay. All right.
I tell people to imagine it this way: if the boat is sinking, and you made the decision to not have your life jacket on, you want those life jackets to float out of the boat, so you have a chance of getting.
yeah.
If it's in a locked something that latches, they're going to go down with the ship.
Yeah.
And that's going to be completely useless to you. Also, something else to do in the summer that's fun and teaches a lesson is if you go out to Longtail or wherever and you're at anchor, get in the water that's just deep enough, and then try and put your life jacket on. It's really, really hard to do once you're in the water. It will teach you to go ahead and put it on and wear it when you're on the boat.
So I wanted to put this on. We wanted to put these on because we're talking about doing some competitions this summer in regards to kayaking.
Okay.
Speed kayaking.
Oh.
Speed kayaking. And
It's kayaking, just kayaking. If we can make it down the river, that would be
There's
great.
leisurely kayaking. This is a race. This is a legitimate race.
If you're tracking along, the coffee's been cleaned up now.
But anyway, we were talking about this the other day with kayaking people, and they can tip. I mean, it does.
I'm a kayaker too.
Okay.
So, yep.
So you got no, but the thing is, okay. So these are Coast Guard approved. I mean, this is what you guys use, right?
That's what we wear.
Okay, I wanted to get one kind of like what Burt Reynolds wore in Deliverance.
Those are the thinner ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those. This is
That'd
this
be
is
a
not
good
the
look for you.
most. This is not the most comfortable life jacket.
That's what I
I've
mean.
ever worn.
It seems like it would be hard to.
That's the beauty of today. I mean,
Okay.
this is what we have to wear when we're on patrol on the Coast
But
Guard.
they have a lot thinner life
There's
jackets
so
that are
many
so
choices
much
out
that,
there for
yeah.
Okay.
you to wear.
I didn't think these were that bad. I tried one on. I didn't think this was bad compared to what I
really?
had as a kid. You had the big neck thing that came around and
Yeah.
stuff. I don't think that's that bad.
We almost brought those for you to wear.
Do they still make those?
but yes, they still make those because you want that to, if you go in the water
Right.
and you're unconscious, that thing around your neck
Yeah.
rolls you around so your face is out of the water and you can continue to breathe.
Remember the movie PT 109? And they remember that? And they all had those kind when they're bobbing in the water.
Yeah. They did.
I want one of those.
They weren't bright orange, but
Yeah.
it's a different time.
So
Wow.
for those of you scoring at home, it's National Wear Your Life Jacket to Work Day. And
Exactly.
That's why we got the
Bikes in this.
the gentleman here in our life jackets.
But I wanted to try it on because I didn't realize how these are really. You
When-
feel real secure. Put it that way.
When we go on patrol, we wear those, and then we wear a SAR vest over the top of that, which is like a netted vest that has equipment on it that we might use
Oh,
when we're
okay.
in the water, and safety equipment as well.
Now, if somebody's getting into boating, okay, which I plan on doing, does the price of a life jacket matter? Because don't they have like a time limit? Like you'll stay up for like 2 hours or something, or how does that work?
There's not so much a time limit. It is a purpose. That there are specific life jackets to paddling. And so when I do presentations for paddler groups, the kayakers, make sure, especially people who are new getting into the sport, they'll just run down to the big box, grab the
That's
first
what I
life
want-
jacket,
that's what I'm
cheap
asking.
one, and they're gonna not have a good experience in a kayak because of the way that life jacket is built. Get a life jacket that's designed for
Right.
a kayaker. So you
I
can
did
fit-
not know that, so
Yes.
you just answered my question
Yes.
completely.
And this isn't that.
No, these
No,
are
that is
these
not
are
that.
serious.
Right. No.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if
These
you
are.
could roll-
I'm gonna go bob in Lake Superior for a couple of hours.
You know what? I could not wear that and roll my kayak with wearing that. It just would not. I don't know if I could go under and come back up again.
Right.
I don't know if I could get to that tip point underneath.
Okay, what's that like when you do that? Because who do we have in here, Jim? We were talking.
Yeah.
She even said it was.
but
It's pretty cool.
we're not. But
Is
that's,
it? It is.
That kayak that you have, we're taking much wider kayaks. We're not going to tip.
Okay.
So she's got different kayaks for us. She rents them out at 4 or 5 different parks.
When
Kind of
is,
a-
is this?
We're not sure yet.
But
we're training.
Well, here's the deal. She's got it at Lily Lake and she's got it in Howard. She's putting up.
Yeah, we want to do it on Lily Lake, nice and or the East
no,
River.
we're doing the East River.
Okay.
That's a nice place to kayak.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. But we're not going to roll them. We're not. It's not that. It's just. Well, we want to stay dry.
We'll see
Yeah.
about that.
Stay dry, but everybody's going to wear a life jacket, right?
Yeah, we will.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, are you kidding
Absolutely,
me?
yeah.
But let me.
Because you asked about the drowning, and that's something else. Is most of those drownings happen within a very short distance of shore.
Really,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're with friends, so you know the person who drowned. I mean, that's going to be an awful.
Yeah. Nobody wants that experience. So,
No.
I mean, find a life jacket that's comfortable and wear it.
And if you don't have one, you guys rent them, right?
No, we don't rent them. We don't rent them.
I don't rent them.
We don't rent them.
I thought you could get one from the Coast Guard. Or, no,
No.
but you have to have one.
I mean, yeah. There have been times when we've been on patrol and come across a family that might have an infant or a young child not in a life jacket and they don't have a life jacket, if we were the active duty Coast Guard, they might get their day on the water terminated and sent back with a ticket. Generally, we try to carry some extra life jackets to help people out like that.
Nice.
But,
Do water skiers still wear those ones that are just kind of like a waist type thing?
No, I think they wear those really cool thin ones now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because remember those years ago? And
Yeah.
every life water skier had those kind of life jackets.
The Deliverance life jacket.
No. It was just like a big belt type thing. Like
I don't know that they wear those anymore.
No.
Huh?
No, you wear those hats. He's talking about they're like lime green and you
whatever.
They look very
stylish.
cool.
They're thin. You got like 3 latches, buckles on the front.
Do you? Okay, let me ask you this: just rules and regulation wise, does a water skier need to have a life jacket on legally?
I would. So would I.
Google.
But I don't know legally if they do, huh?
I would think they would.
Yeah.
You get
Really?
a ski in the
Okay.
head.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna let go. You don't float. And here's the other. We don't have gills, so wear a life jacket.
I'm going to tell you something. That is the one sport or whatever you want to call it that I failed at. I could not. I tried like an entire day to get up in water skiing.
The one sport?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I could not. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Not one time. Could you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Are you talking about learning water skiing or,
Yeah.
or cleaning the blender?
No.
he's-
Thanks, Todd.
In fact, I think if you do get a boat, we should call it the blender. I think
I
that's,
like
what,
that.
that's what your
I
boat should
like
be called.
that.
Together.
I like that a lot. That's the hardest thing I've ever tried to do in my life was water ski.
You got to stand up.
I couldn't get up.
You can
That's
stand
why I just get pulled around on a tube.
Oh, that'd
Yeah,
be
that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
God, that's hard. Then some people are out there on one ski and doing whatever, and it's like
Until your friends wake you and send you shooting up
Yeah, I
into the
know.
sky.
flying.
But,
Yeah.
All right,
That's fun.
All right.
So this is a big deal, not just for you guys, but it's the whole city. I've got this proclamation the mayor wrote. Isn't that nice?
You're giving them a proclamation?
No. They have 16 of mine.
This coming
is one from this is
starting
from Eric.
tomorrow is National Safe Boating Week.
Right.
and it's a proclamation by
Okay.
your
Go ahead.
mayor.
All right.
So the current mayor, John,
Yes.
and we thought
Yes.
it'd be funny if the
It's
past
funny,
mayor.
Current mayor or former mayor reads it.
Former,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
But
Here we go.
we write pretty much the same.
All right,
They all
here
start
we
with
go.
whereas. On an average, get this, sad, 650 people die each year in boating-related accidents in the U.S. 75% of these fatalities are caused by drowning. Isn't that something? 650 people are going to die this year.
For not wearing a life jacket. a lot of
For
them
something
are.
that's so
what percentage did you
it's
say,
so
Kevin?
preventable.
80%.
80%.
And it's so preventable. Anyway, whereas the vast majority of these accidents are caused by human error or poor judgment and not by the boat, equipment, or environmental factors. Because people say, the water was rough, this and that. If they're not just...
Yep.
That's not what it is. The boat doesn't break down. It's just bad decisions by the
When
people
things-
in the boat.
And if you make bad decisions in preparation, when
Yep.
things go wrong on the water, they go wrong fast.
All right. So then, Eric only writes 3 of these stanzas. I wrote a lot more.
You did.
But, okay.
You didn't have anything else to do.
Yes. All right.
Thank you, Todd.
Whereas a significant number of boaters lose their lives by drowning each year would be alive today if they wore their life jackets. And that is so obvious, so simple, yet they don't do it.
And we have confirmed it. Water skiing requires a life jacket.
Oh, they
Okay.
do. It does.
That would make
Okay.
sense to me.
You know, I
I
got to
wouldn't
tell
ski
you
without
one.
one.
I had this young kid. I used to do all kinds of charter fishing stories, going up forever. And remember this young kid that worked down there, and he said the scariest thing. He said, the water seemed calm. We weren't that far from shore when they were taken out. And one of the guests, the people, customers, was screwing around with the big net that they had. He dropped it overboard. Okay, and this kid jumped in to get it. He said, "I'll tell you what. I'm a really strong swimmer. Grew up swimming. I've never experienced this out on Lake Michigan." He said, within like seconds, I couldn't see the boat. Those swells that seem like nothing, like it's. And he said it's the most panicky feeling you'll ever have in your entire life.
And in addition to that, and I took several years ago when my son was in high school, we took, and I had a boat. We went out not far from Longtail, and we had a great day. And then a couple days later, a year later, living up in Sturgeon Bay, take the same friends out on a boat, and he's like, I'm going to jump in the lake. We're at anchor on Lake Michigan side. And I said, the water's a lot colder.
Than you'd ever think.
Put your life jacket on, or
Yeah.
at least carry this one with you off the beach. He goes, no, I'm fine. You jump in that water at 58 degrees, and you get that surprise shock. Yeah. And what happens when you hit that colder water is you go, and you breathe in. And if you're underwater,
Oh man.
Now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's why wearing the life jacket, especially in our colder waters here, because they never, let's be honest, unless you're really in the southern part of Green Bay, they never get warm. It's always dangerous.
But these 650 people that, okay, everybody knows you have to have one life jacket for everyone on the boat, right? I mean, isn't that like?
I wish everybody knew that, but yes.
If they don't, though, that's
Right.
what I want to get to.
Yep.
Is there a sign there that you don't take your boat in the water until you have life jackets? I mean, is there any reminders of that? Because some people get pretty excited to get on the water, too, especially the first day. It's like, oh, let's go.
I mean, that's why the best thing, no, there isn't a sign or anything to remind people. It's,
Not that would
it's
help,
common
but
sense. Or
it is.
ask us to come, invite us to come do an inspection on your boat. We'll
Hold
talk
on,
about it.
before we
do
come
that,
back,
that's
another
a good
thing I want to
idea.
ask you, if there's a common denominator of that 650 people, are there common denominators, aside from not wearing a life jacket,
Sure.
that come into play? Send a quick break. Back at this.
Ever since our voyage of love began.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
I've always had your tender lips to keep me warm. Oh, I need to have the strength that flows from you.
All right, don't forget, it's a free ticket Friday. Your chance to see the Brewers take on Baltimore on May 21st. The keyword this hour is GOLD, G-O-L-D. Download that Civic Media app and make sure and choose WISS or WGBW. That word, again, is GOLD, G-O-L-D. You've got until 8 o'clock to get that in. Another shot to win coming up this morning after 9 o'clock. Once again, it's Mino and the Mayor.
Great text that just came in. They call it a life jacket for a reason. You know, it's not called it'll help you float jacket. I mean, it's really, it can save your life.
Exactly.
And like you just said a number of times today, and it's something to think about.
Yeah,
they call it a life jacket for a reason.
That's a really good way to put it. I'm glad they did that. I'm going to be using that.
That was Gizmo.
Gizmo, thank you.
Gizmo, thank you for that. That is true, though, right? I
Right.
mean, you look at it, it's like, this isn't,
Right.
let's have fun in the water.
It's a
let's
little
keep you floating.
uncomfortable,
Right.
but it could save. It's going to save your life if something happens.
Right,
Right.
before we went to the break, we were talking about the 650-something
That died, yeah.
that passed away. Did you guys, do you research, or not research, but you get kind of reports and all these kind of things, and do you see a common denominator? And obviously we mentioned the life jackets,
Right.
But what other common denominators have you guys seen?
There's a couple that stand out every year, and every year the Coast Guard and several other agencies do the research, look at the numbers, and they break it down. And I go through that report. And it's the federal government, so it lags behind about 18 to 20 months. So you're talking about numbers from the previous year. But,
Sure.
but over multiple years, it's the same thing.
Right.
It's the life jacket wearing. It is taking a boating safety class. Again, it's 80% of the boaters out there have never taken a class, period. Never. And then the most dangerous boat to be on, insofar as statistics go, is an open 19-foot or less with an outboard motor, open powerboat. Which, when you look at that, and we've had, well, why is this the most dangerous? Why is this where the most people get hurt? It's also like the entry level. You know, you're getting that fishing boat or that first boat, and it's an open boat. It's 16, 18 feet
Right.
with an
Outboard.
outboard on it. And have you taken, and then you add the other things on top of it. Are you wearing the life jacket?
So,
have
yeah.
you taken a class? And it's just a formula for something to go wrong.
It's a motor safety class. I know that you offer those, and people can take them. Adults, kids. Kids have to take them though, right? If they're under 16, is that the deal with you guys? Anyway, so if they took the class, what would they avoid? Do they turn too sharp? I guess that's one of the reasons people.
I mean, it's a lot
fall out.
of different things depending on the boat. Turning too sharp, just not knowing what to do in certain situations, not paying attention to the weather. That's a huge thing. It's like, well, we know
That's
storms
true.
are coming in the afternoon. Let's get our time in out on the bay while we can. And then the storms come 2 hours early. And you're trying to get back in a
All
boat
right.
that has 8 inches of freeboard, and now there's, a 12-inch waves hitting you. Well, you're taking on water the whole time you're trying to get back. And the dark, trying to navigate in the dark.
Yeah,
If you've never done that, it is completely
Right.
It is a nerve-wracking experience, and even when you know the waters well, you have to pay attention and go slow. And people go way too fast in the dark, and run into things. We have a lot. I mean, the islands out here in the southern part of the bay, Cat Island, and you
Right.
can hit so many things when in the dark and just never see them.
Well, you even see, when the water's low, you see stumps coming up from trees that had snapped off there.
Green Bay. A lot of new boaters don't realize how shallow the southern end of Green Bay is, especially on the east side. I mean, you can run into a stump, you can run into a shipwreck. it's pretty dangerous.
Except for that shipping channel, the whole thing is so shallow.
And then in the shipping channel, you got to pay attention to
Big ships.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and that's something that a lot of people don't do as well. They're like, well, I have the right of way. Well, no, there's no such thing as right of way on
Okay,
the
one
water.
thing you didn't mention that I'm surprised at. What about alcohol? Is that a factor?
Alcohol is a huge factor.
Okay.
It is. And having a sober captain, critically important. And we have a big campaign for that around the 4th of July weekend. But drinking on the water, it affects you faster because you dehydrate faster and there's constant movement and muscle motion in your body that you don't realize you're even doing. So the effect of that 1 or 2 beers or whatever is going to have twice the impact it has when you're ashore.
Wow, I didn't think about that, but you're right. Being out there like that with there's a lot more movement than you think.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's very accepted to drink on the water, too. That's why you say it's so important to understand the effect it's going to have on you. But secondly, to have a designated captain that's not going to drink.
Can you guys give
It's not that hard to
tests?
drive a boat.
The Coast Guard will, or the law enforcement, if they suspect you're drunk driving on the water, you will absolutely.
Really? Like right there, they give you a test or whatever?
Sure, just
I'll
like
be darned.
just like on the highway.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We gave out quite a few of those last year, didn't we?
And they'll secure you and take you to shore because you can't exactly do some of those tests.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay, they do take you to shore.
Yeah.
Okay,
you're not
okay,
you
gotcha.
don't have to walk the line.
That's what I was
while
wondering.
on the boat. That's
Okay.
kinda, yeah.
All right. Interesting stuff. Once again, give everybody a little heads up. This is Boating Safety Week.
Boating Safety Week, National Boating Safety Week. We're going to have vessel inspectors all over Northeast Wisconsin and the marinas and the boat ramps. Take advantage of that. Don't what are they doing? We're not going to write you tickets.
No,
We're going to look at your boat, tell you what you need. And if you have everything, you're going to get a sticker, and that sticker helps that in those busy summer holidays when everybody's out on the water and the Coast Guard and the DNR is looking for people to stop and do a safety inspection, you have a sticker. They're probably not going to stop you.
We got a favor to ask.
The kids, the guests are all going to
We got a favor to ask.
All right.
When we have our challenge or ever got a challenge, will you guys be there?
Well, I can see these guys are busy
Well,
guys.
you know what? We should talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a resounding no.
I know. They just-
Oh,
We'll
I'll get
talk
back.
about it.
Hey, we should
We
do
gotta
lunch sometime.
we gotta be careful who we tie ourselves to.
You still living over there? Where are you living at? Briar? True. Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, you
pool or
guys.
the
You're just down at
pond?
the Coast Guard station right here. People can you're at the boat launch, right? That's where you guys
Yeah,
hang out.
yeah, that's well, that station is abandoned. There's a new station that's a forward operating location. It's in the what's the marina name? It just flew out of my head.
South Bay Marina.
South Bay
Oh, South
Marina.
Bay.
South
All
Bay
right,
Marina.
okay,
So we're
that's
in
close
there.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're usually walking the marina, or you'll see our patrol boat on.
And
And
thanks
you guys-
to South Bay for letting us use their facilities.
McDowell's, they're great. This is available in other communities, right? You can go to Oshkosh and take
Yep,
your boater safety
everywhere.
thing, and
Yep.
Appleton. All right, cool.
There's
That's great.
flotillas all over the country.
Yep.
I haven't heard back when I said I'd be a lighthouse guy. I haven't heard back from the Coast Guard.
You want to be a lighthouse keeper?
Yeah. Haven't heard back.
We'll keep the light on for you.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go.
That's a really good line.
I
That was
like
the line of the day.
that.
We'll keep
I
the
like
light on
that.
for. Hey, he's
the
funny.
funniest thing you've ever said.
He used to be in this business. Kevin Osgood, John Kramer, United States Coast Guard Auxiliary Boater Safety Week. Take advantage of it. Back up.
Trip. I said, Mama, sweet mama, don't you worry none. Even God couldn't sink this ship. Well, the whistle blew and they turned the screws. It turned the water into foam. Destination, sweet salvation. Goodbye home, sweet home.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.